Hey WWE fans, we're back again. It's Matt and Marcus, and we're here to talk about 1 year past 2012. That's right, it's 2011. Well, not really, to be truthful, actually. 2011 is actually based on 2010, and 2010 was based on 2009. You might get this confusing, but they don't have actually a system yet where they can immediately update to what the world is. For example, in 2013, which is coming out on November the 1st, you can only get about Damien Sandow and basically old wrestlers, and maybe a few, and some guys from the Attitude Era. But you can't get Ryback, for example, because Ryback came later than Damien Sandow, and they couldn't include him in the game. So maybe we'll have to wait all the way till next year to get one based on this year and Ryback's undefeated streak. But anyway, let's take a look at the game. Now, something about... Oh my god.
That one.
Yes, LB Marcus. Jeez, he's forgetting his controls. Okay, so this was the back cover of WWE. Right? And this was the front, starring guys like John Cena. Now, John Cena is the face of the business. Now this, you can't do what Triple H, or should I say Marcus, just did a few seconds ago. He ran up to Creamer and kneed him in the face. In WWE, what happens? Now see? See that? There is no better technology, so there's no quicker and faster pace when you get hit to the ground. The graphics are more game-addict, should I say. It's not a word really, but still, get what I mean? It's more of an actual game, not they're trying to represent real life. It was their best try at the time. So basically, that is your WWE. See, you still get your commentary and stuff. There we go. His signature's prompt, as you can see. Very different, but it disappears quickly, which he starts his momentum. Now, the reason my friends only go into strikes is because, see, try for the spine buster reverse. Now that counter has been in that video game for ages now. There's always sorts of different counters, but I've come to realize that there's not many realistic counters. Like, for example, if he was a Big Show and Marcus was Primo, a counter towards the Big Show's moves would probably be using not an arm drag, because it could just lift you up and smash you back into the ground, but more of stuff like, for example, if you watch wrestling, you'll notice that sometimes against bigger dudes, guys like Dolph Ziggler, they grow up, grab the head and give them a smashing DDT. That is what you're supposed to do. But they don't have that really in 2011. 2011's graphics are more to actually look like a game than they are to represent real life. Now, here we go. Sheamus! And the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Different gear, once again. If you went back and on Google Images, for example, and looked at an image of him in 2008, so 2010, stuffing up. 2011, very different to what he looks like at the moment.
Whoa!
Shawn Michaels, right, that's something. Shawn Michaels was in the WWE, but then he left I'm pretty sure he left a few months, weeks, something, I don't actually remember when he left, but I do believe he did leave before WWE 11 actually came around. It doesn't store finishers like in W12. It doesn't store finishers, and that's kind of lame. And you really can't counter finishers, but you get what I mean. You can't store it, and that's actually kind of crappy for a video game. A video game that should be like wrestlers that can pull their finishers out of everywhere. You can't really store your finishers in this one. I haven't actually played in ages. So, I actually have forgotten most of the controls myself. But this game overall is a good game. See, now there's a different ref to 2012. Hey, don't hit the ref, what are you doing? Okay,
Come on, you dirty shit.
Hey, Marcus.
Sorry.
Okay.
Come on, mate, get in the ring. Oh.
So anyway, this is your WWE. Now that's a pin that's been used so many times. And then there's Sheamus. Now, that usually is what happens. Now, if he does that 3 more times, he'll get ejected, obviously. So basically, WWE is very different to the Predator technology. See, much slower paced gameplay, much slower, very slow. It isn't as fast as WWE in real life, which is what the Predator technology does in WWE. So there's not much I can really say about WWE 11, besides the fact is you can't really create logos, it wasn't that good graphics, but it was okay for the time being. WWE 12 was definitely always better than the game before it, always has been. There's rope break, there's a different color. Some wrestlers in WWE today have different tiers, or basically don't exist anymore. One fact is that Undertaker rarely appears these days on WWE, and I'm being serious here. He rarely does appear. Probably just to defend his WrestleMania streak, but that's about it. But in WWE games, Undertaker's choosable, always there. I'd say to try and keep it real, which is actually good, is to keep him there and don't take him away and try and use him like what they do for a main event at WrestleMania or something. So that's a different rep, as you can see. Now, you'll have to wait till we review 28, which is the last of the games I have for WWE so far. You'll be able to see about, when I talked in our first one, that there was a background sequence where you could jump down and crush your opponent. You could barely access that because you'd get a counter in a normal match. So that's really, really big. As you can see, there are different counters than before. What else is there to say? Graphics are less like them. Primo does no longer look like that. He's got pants sort of like that, but he doesn't look like that. Trust me. Goldust is no longer the WWE, but he's in the game for some reason. See that he grabs it and then it takes him to get. That means that's slower gameplay. Just there, showing you right there. See, unlike in WWE12, when if Triple H was hit in the head, for example, he'd rave in pain and get right back up while shaking his head, shaking the cobwebs. A glitch in all W game is probably in the tag team division when you might notice this if you've played, but there's this pinnacle moment when you grab your guy when you're in a tag team and your opponent is standing there and your partner's on the turnbuckle and you throw your partner onto your opponent for a cross party, but then when your guy gets off, your opponent gets up like nothing happened, even if you use extremely fat dudes. So maybe they have to fix that glitch up. They really have to fix that glitch up. And I thought it was all over there, to be truthful. Rope break again. Marcus, you're really sucking at this. You're getting so many rope breaks. No offense for it. Okay, it's good that you can choose your attributes. That's good. But in 2011, you've got to basically earn them as you fight. And in 2012, it's different. In 2012, you don't have to earn your attributes. You could already customize it. So you could have an overall of 100, but you didn't have to go through all those matches to get to the overall of 100 and more. Plus, get it? So, yeah, really, the reversal techniques is so slow, a lot more faster in WWE. And plus, I don't know if you can do this in W11, but in W12, you don't actually have to press the reverse button. You can press A or B, for example, or not X, because X is just striking, or Y, and you grab your opponent and put them in what you would have done in the reversal. Marcus is getting annoyed. Marcus, should I finish this off?
No, I got him.
Fine. It says he's got him. Okay. So, let's see. The graphics are, what have I said? The graphics are lesser, yes. Different tiers, different wrestlers. Lol. What is there really to talk about? Oh, right. Divas, and unlocking characters. For example, Zack Ryder I didn't know much about, I knew Zack Ryder, but I didn't know how to get him in 2011. I've known Zack Ryder, and I didn't know how he was going to get in there. And then, at one time, I was playing W Universe, which is one of the bits when you play within WWE itself. So W Universe is like, you can create your own matches, change There's things that happen after the match sometimes. There are guys that come in unexpectedly, all making your gameplay in WWE a lot more funner than it normally is. Now that can be done in real life. But anyway, now if you see there's two, unlike in WWE today, there's only one. The reason there's two is because in real life, this is the good bit about it, is that in real life you could have, if you went to Spain, Spanish commentators, English commentators, and of course Triple H won the match. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about, the special after finishing entrances. See, now this is the WWE Universe, as you can see here. This is stuff like this. That is what the WWE Universe does. That's why I choose WWE Universe more than I choose anything else. So it looks like we have one match back, and that's about it. And I should probably wrap it up with here saying, all WWE games are good. The next one is always better than the first. But don't doubt WWE games, because you can relate. So, WWE fans, our next one will be 2010. I'll give you a review of all of that, and we're done. As you can see here, this is like a W12. When you're doing that, you can have the rankings to see where your guy was, and the news to see what the new stuff. Like, for example, that sequence screamer would have become face. So, anyway, this is just trading, which I do not have anymore, which I'm actually glad, because I didn't really like that. That was unnecessary, really. Some people don't read the menu, but I don't think that was necessary. So yeah, WWE fans, keep it cool, keep it real. Get in touch with your inner WWE superstar, and cheerios.